in Berlin this year, getting off to a flying start, but he didn't manage to maintain the momentum. So how is Magnus going to try and play against Vlad? What do you think, Anna? What is he going to do? Is he going to play e4? Is he going to play d4, c4, knight f3?
e4, I would say. What do you expect? Too late.
e4 play, okay.
And we gotta predict the results before it's once again too late. I'm up 2 points.
You're winning by 2.
I'm very proud of myself. And in this particular game, I'm expecting a draw.
Okay. I'm going to go for a white win.
Okay.
I think Magnus is going to... Yeah, this is the moment Magnus needs to...
October, then the full World Championship in November, and now here in Tata still first 3 rounds.
Exactly. Doesn't lose many games.
Doesn't lose, doesn't win.
But he's probably bored of drawing all of his games at the moment. So we'll see how Magnus plays against Vlad. Let's see what else you think then, Anna. Mamajarov Nepomniachtchi.
Oof, that's a tough one. I'll let you start. Okay, I'm gonna say a draw.
Yeah, I'm gonna say.
A5 was played there.
So on move 8, we've already had this game between Carlsen and Kramnik, where Kramnik previously played A5. Where was that, Leonard?
In Leuven, Grand Chess Tour.
Okay, couple years.
2017.
Okay, a couple years ago they've already played this. Kramnik improves now with the move Queen E7 and B4 by Magnus. And Kramnik decides to put his bishop on the d6 square. So, and now a3 by Magnus. Playing at breakneck speed, this is very interesting, all obviously well preparation.
We can see the excitement on both faces. Thrilling opening. I'm curious who will be better prepared, because all these variations are so well known. As we have already informed you, actually thanks to our producer Lenny, the 2 players have repeated this exact same variation 2 years ago. I was a commentator there and I can't recall it because we see so many games on these at these super tournaments that I mix things up, so I wouldn't have known that it was in Leuven.
Yeah. Okay, we will come back to this, but basically Kramnik now just trying to play against this pawn. This is a threat, so White's got a few ideas here. Does he want to take first? Does he just want to go bishop to b2? Makes a lot of sense just to play that. Not too many other ideas, because this is just a threat to win a pawn. I expect bishop b2 here by Carlsen, and then we'll see what Kramnik has up his sleeve.
At least Magnus started thinking. Of course, it doesn't mean that he's not aware of the position, but maybe he's just getting more into the zone.
What's really interesting, Anna, is that during the World Championship match, Vladimir Kramnik was asked before the match ended, so in the classical portion, how he felt Magnus had performed, and he was very critical of Magnus's work prior to the match, because Fabiano was so clearly
better prepared.
Yeah.
Split, black wants also his pawn to c6 and knight to d7, and it's pretty equal. So very interesting theoretical duel. However, now that Kramnik decided, I'm pretty sure that he did not expect Magnus to play this line, because imagine Kramnik started with half out of 3. So what does he think? He thinks that, okay, Magnus feels that I'm
the weak link in this year's event.
I'm shaky. Yeah, I'm shaky now. Mentally, I'm shaky. We all know that Magnus is capable of playing many different openings. So in Kramnik's mind, probably he had this impression that Magnus will try to avoid playing forced variation in order to keep the tension and not allowing Kramnik to show move per move preparation and, for example, get rid of this game with an easy draw. However, by Magnus signaling that, okay, my friend, I'm actually ready to enter those force lines, and I'm coming after the World Championship match. I'm fully armed. Let's see, will you remember all the details while not expecting this line from me? And then Kramnik maybe says that, okay, I know that you probably want to hit me somewhere with some long line. Then I know that Queen E7 exists, and queen e7 is legitimate, so let's play queen e7 then, just as a contra surprise. It could also be that I'm completely wrong and Kramnik had planned queen e7 for this game, but I still feel like if he would be given the chance of repeating his repertoire after a5, and he would be sure that he remembers all those computer nuances in all these endgames till move 35, then he would have chosen a5. Because after queen e7, I kind of felt that this b4, bishop d6, a3, which hasn't really been played yet because the move queen e7 is very rare. But once white gets this b4, a3 and a5 is met by rook b1, this is very, very important. White keeps this structure, and one can claim that the position is more or less symmetric, nothing is really happening, but I do believe that white has something to play for in this position. How much that is, I mean, this is modern chess. Whenever we speak about this is already playable, means maybe no advantage at all, but it means that actually this position has life and has potential in order to be used for a long game.
And it's not the kind of position where Vladimir can simply play out the theoretical moves and simplify the position.
Okay, the position is simple enough. I mean, it's complex but simple.
Complex but simple.
Yeah, I mean there are a lot of finesses, and it's a very interesting middle game position. But there is a possibility, for example, if black is in time to go knight b8 under good circumstances, and then break with c5 or just play c6, knight bd7, and he regroups his pieces nicely, then there is nothing.
Yeah, just for those of you wondering what is this knight b8, it's not about resetting the pieces, but the c6 knight is quite a useless piece with this pawn structure, the pawn on c3 and b4. So you gotta regroup your pieces.
Yeah, I mean you somehow need this pawn on c6 and the knight on d7. Then also the questions are, I mean, you always have to be careful. You supposedly got what you wanted, and then you are hit with knight g with the knight on g6. But rather than, it's always a big debate in these structures. The knight on g6 compensates for the knight on e3 or not, because after all, the knight on e3 is a little bit closer to the queen side,
and the queen side as well. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I mean to the queen side, and also has more influence on the center for creating threats. While knight on g6 is very nice of stabilizing the position, protecting e5 pawn. Then already c7, c5 ideas will appear. So actually even surprises me a little bit that Kramnik takes his time.
Yes, he hasn't played knight to e7 yet.
Yeah,
is there any...
is maybe not a threat because of knight takes b4. This might give him then an extra move. However, in this position, how to improve the position further?
He's about to make a move.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean moving knight to e7 would be very natural. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, in a blitz game you would do it.
interesting idea. I've got a really interesting idea.
Tell us about it, Lawrence.
To go bishop e3 here.
Okay, and if b7.
And if b7, I'm just
bishop a7, and you're gonna just sit there.
I'm gonna sit for as long as I possibly can.
Cutting the white king away from the black pawn, so that the e2 pawn will stay alive.
And I want to go in with my king.
Makes perfect sense.
So, for example, if c4, I go king e3. If c5, I go king d2. And this position here is a draw. You can't go here because it's check.
Yeah.
So you would have to move your knight. I put the king on d1. And if you go c6, I can always just go bishop b8, and I've got a blockade.
Yep.
And this position here is a draw because even after king f2,
I can give a check, and
I
if
can
you
give
want,
a check.
go back to b8.
I can even just pass, and there's no way for white to ever make progress here. So, so bishop e3 is also a very serious move. I actually like it. I think bishop d2 might lose, because now after king f2, well, not lose, but this position here might be an issue. King takes e2, and as we said, this kind of ending only white can try and win, because knight, I mean it still might be a draw because the king gets back. I mean, this still might be a draw actually. This still might be a draw, but at least, you know,
white has achieved something, but black wouldn't want to enter this if he can prevent
this move. And if you go with the king, something like this, I mean, this is still a draw.
It is.
It's still a draw. So actually both moves look like it's going to be a draw. Hi guys, welcome back. This is the final game of today's round at the Tata Steel Chess Tournament. It is the game of the round for many, Carlsen against Kramnik. We have the following position on the board, pretty much a similar position to what we were looking at before, and the position is still, in my opinion, just a draw, because actually you've got to be a bit careful here, because if you queen the pawn, takes king f3, this might actually be a problem, because king f1, king g4, king g2, you might be able to sacrifice one of these pawns. Let's say c7, king takes h4. This should still be a draw, I guess, but you suddenly have to start counting. For example, if white's move was here and you got king g4, h4, and it might be a draw. However, here, maybe here. I mean, you know, there are all kinds of, you're just in time with black by one move. But these are the things that you have to start analysing. So instead, Kramnik went king c1, and he's basically saying to Magnus, that's it.
That's it. A smile and a handshake, because neither players can try anything at this point of the game.
Yeah, and this is just a draw. The bishop, a beautiful long-range piece, obviously. There's just nothing to do here. If Kramnik just waits, you can't improve your king, you can't move your knight. The only thing you could do is something like king h1 here with white, and Kramnik would just come back, and it is just a draw.
Yeah. And a quick note to everyone, don't go anywhere, because we are going to interview possibly both players, but Magnus Carlsen is to appear on a live interview talking about this game in a few minutes. So wait for that, for Magnus Carlsen to actually tell us about this game and what he thought, if he had any chances in the end game earlier on.
Yeah, and
I wish we could listen to the players.
Well, there's no microphone there, but we will hear from them very soon.
Yeah.
But Magnus will be very disappointed. Sorry?
Let's have this conversation right now. You pretend that you're
oh, we should just lip sync.
Well, they're discussing some lines, but Magnus clearly
no, Magnus
frustrated.
is not happy. Magnus is not happy.
That is his 21st draw in a row.
Record, and we are expecting a tweet from none other than world number 5, Anish Giri, about this historic moment when Magnus Carlsen takes over in the longest drawing streak, at least among these two, because I'm sure there have been longer streaks, but now officially Magnus Carlsen has more draws in a row than Anish.
A lot of draws. The draw master himself.
Playing against the draw master.
Well, he'll be very frustrated because he had white against